For the romance scene, I had a red, blue, and white color scheme. This color scheme is to represent passion in an obvious and polarizing way, which links to the feeling of infatuation and potential signs of a partnership that won't work. For this set, I was aiming for a 70s look, using the colored background on the flats to my advantage. The lighting used in the scene is bright, soft, and meant to give a false pretense about this relationship, hence the slightly dark lighting on the actor's face. The lighting plot used in the scene was a redhead with a diffusion, closed barn doors, facing towards where the actor would sit, creating the slight amount of light to her face. I also used a Dido to set to spot with half diffusion paper to highlight the flower placed on the table. This creates a surreal experience, foreshadowing the unlikeliness of the relationship. Finally, I had a redhead with a 1/4 CTB to create the illusion of warm daylight shining through the veneer blinds. The lens I used on this scene was a Canon 24-7mm set at 60mm. I was happy with what I could achieve with this, although I wish the camera work was better. For the noir scene, I didn't end up achieving what I set out to do. What I aimed for was to have a contrasting texture and using negative space with the character being center frame as a full shot with light coming out of the veneer blinds. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, I was not able to stick to my vision and ended up with something that in my opinion is much worse than I had in mind. What I ended up with was a redhead with a half CTB coming through the veneer blinds and a redhead and a cutter, creating this split lighting over the actor's face. This is to represent how they are caught between two worlds, their family life and their criminal life, and they are about to make a tough choice. I used a 50mm in the scene with the same lens as the previous. In the horror setting, I decided to experiment with the color schemes. Using a bizarre combination of red, white, black, and orange, the main source of color in the scene is an orange light spread throughout the room with red and blue lines running against the veneer blind's shadow. In this scene, I think I succeeded with what I wanted to do in terms of color, however the camera work was pretty shaky and I wish I had brought more props to play with. This scene was shot from a 35mm stop on the Canon zoom lens. Thank you for listening.